Sir, the government here may have to tread a very careful path. Sir, I don't find myself completely agreeing with my members on the right when they say that we need to have a more socialistic approach. Sir, please, I'm trying to get a better expression. But while we need to have welfare, sir, we cannot do it at the cost of development. India is in a development phase. I think the government is doing a balanced job of trying to balance development while providing welfare. But one area which is, there is still some lacunae and the government may need to look at it little more seriously, sir, is this rising inequality. This needs to be addressed. Sir, I ask myself, do I have a silver bullet to suggest? Sir, I don't. There is no easy solution to this. Sir, I think sadly, I have not heard anything from the treasury benches about how they would want to address this inequality on an urgent basis. Sir, I must also say I have not heard anything from the right side of the benches. While there has been criticism about rising inequality, there needs to be concrete, definite suggestions which may appeal to the government for implementation. So, sir, I think while none of us have a silver bullet or an immediate solution, this is a matter of concern which we may need to discuss. Sir, the last of my concerns, the previous point dovetails into this, sir. The last of my concerns is when issues like this arise, when we are in this very strange place where all of us are concerned, including the government and opposition about certain aspects, and I don't think, sir, there will be a debate that inequality has been rising. I don't think there will be a debate that this inequality needs to be addressed. So when there is a consensus all round on the necessity of reducing this inequality, sir, I think we must not lose ourselves to politics. Sir, I see triumphalism on one side because udhar 300 par nahi hua, 400 par nahi hua, triumphalism is evident on one side. Then I see, sir, denialism on the other side. They think high growth rate, we are having 6%, 7%, everything is hunky-dory with the economy. Sir, if we have this kind of an approach, it would be a denialism. I castigate the triumphalism, sir. I castigate the denialism. I would respectfully say that we need to be realistic in understanding these concerns. And maybe, sir, the House and all of us need to come together, keep politics aside, identify the major core issues which are a problem, sir, not because of the Indian economy itself. These are all, sir, things that we are having on account of the global order. We are a part of the global order. We are a part of this globalization attempt that has been going on in the world. So while I understand, sir, it is not entirely to be laid at the doorstep of either this governance or the governance that preceded it, the crisis is there. We need to understand it. We need to accept it, and we need to move forward. Sir, since I have a few more minutes, I just wanted to give 2 or 3 constructive suggestions from my side, sir. Sir, first, a topic very close to my heart, court and infrastructure. Sir, I am happy. I would commend the finance minister that the budget for court infrastructure has been increased by 900 crores. Sir, from the previous year's budget, this is almost a 1/3 increase, sir. I'm grateful to the government for looking at this seriously. But I must also remind the government, sir, that we are starting from a low base. So the Indian court infrastructure is one of the relatively, sir, amongst the developed countries, we have the weakest infrastructure. A lot needs to be done. If India has to be a Vikasit Bharat, sir, we will need a Vikasit judiciary's infrastructure. Sir, I would implore the Honorable Finance Minister, after commending her for giving a 1/3 raise in 1 year, that please keep this trend going, because the judiciary needs the support of the government in ensuring that we provide this first-class judicial. Sir, we have one of the best judicial software, judicial personalities, sir, but we need the infrastructure that would go further. Sir, I also wanted to commend the government because for the first time, sir, I am seeing a legal and defense council system being allotted 200 crores. So for those who may not be well initiated into this, this means, sir, that when there are poor people who are not represented, the government is now saying we will provide you legal aid. Sir, earlier we always had this legal aid statutes and authorities, but they did not have the money. So this government has set apart 200 crores for the purpose of providing to legal aid council, which means a poor man can engage a good lawyer who will be paid a reasonable fee. He will come and defend the poor people. Again, madam, while I commend the Honorable Finance Minister, sir, I would ask this effort to be an ongoing, continuous effort. Sir, one concern, which is the e-courts program, which has had a decent allocation of 1,500 crores this year, at this juncture, sir, does not include the tribunals. There's an increasing tribunalization that is happening. I would request the Honorable Finance Minister to consider that a separate grant be made for e-tribunals like it is done for e-courts. So the next topic, again of an importance to me, is, sir, the large-scale importance placed by the budget on urban development. Sir, now this is something that is very important. The budget speech made by the Honorable Finance Minister had some very pleasing words. They were music to my ears to hear the Honorable Finance Minister recognize that cities are growth hubs, that there should be an economic and transit planning. Peri-urban areas need to be developed through planning schemes. Then brownfield development of existing cities need to happen. Transit-oriented development for 14 large cities is planned, sir. While this is done, sir, I find one major problem, sir, when I am seeing any urban development, which is urban planning is extremely weak, sir. So I have raised a few questions in this house with regard to urban planning, and I was rightfully reminded that it is a state subject. The center has a slightly limited role, sir, when it comes to urban planning. But, sir, the center has come up with some schemes where they are giving loans to the state government today on a 50-year basis without interest, and they are linking it to certain reforms. One of the suggestions I have for the Honorable Finance Minister is to ensure, since nearly 40 to 50% of Indian population, sir, will be living in cities, please link some of these loans to these urban planning modules or certain programs that the central government may indicate, because then it would mean that the states would be forced to do this under urban development plans, which will mean Indian cities will become better. Sir, the third area that I wanted to give a suggestion on is on emerging tech and skilling. Sir, there is at present a dire shortage of adequate skilled personalities, sir, in AI and this emerging technology. Sir, AICTE as an educational institution is looking at this, sir, but India needs to plan. Sir, as of last year, NASSCOM report says there is 2 lakh personal shortage of people who are required in this high-skilled machine learning and artificial intelligence. Sir, AI is going to be disruptive. We are going to lose jobs, but, sir, we have a brilliant opportunity. Sir, in the Stanford University's AI Index report, India ranked number 1, sir, in having this skill penetration of artificial intelligence. We were higher than US, we were higher than any other country. This is, sir, because of the software skills that Indians have been trained over a period of time. There needs to be, sir, a renewed focus on skilling on these new emerging areas. These new emerging areas will displace some old jobs, but if we are able to skill our young people on the new areas, they will compensate for the lost jobs, and the skilling needs to be done alternatively for people who are coming out of these lost jobs.